What's up, guys? I want to do a final conclusion on spirituality here, as well as first in this first portion of this video. I need some prayers. If you guys watch me, if you really rock with me, I need you to pray for some things here. I'm not saying any of these things are more important than the other, so I'm just listing them off. First off, I'm not going to mention any name. Well, I will say Chris. That's all I'm saying. So if you guys will pray for my best friend, one of my brothers. He's not really my brother, but you know how I speak. Chris, I would greatly appreciate that. I cannot afford to lose any more people in my life right now. I've lost a lot of people over the years, and he's not doing too well. And there was a C word that got threw out there earlier, and I don't know how serious it is. We're going to find out, but if you could please pray for my friend Chris, I would really appreciate it. I would really appreciate it a lot. And I don't want to sound like I'm making this about me. I can't afford to lose anybody else, but man, this dude's been rocking it for fucking 10 plus years. He's one of the people that showed me I could trust again. And over the past couple months, we've went through some shit together. And just please say a prayer for Chris. It would mean a lot to me. Please say a prayer for my family. For me and my daughters and my ex-wife. I would really appreciate that. Me and my youngest daughter are really good. Our bond's growing each day. If you guys watch these videos, you know that me and my oldest daughter have not really communicated at all, hardly over the past year, almost year and a half, after she lived with me. Obviously she lived with me her whole life, but when me and her mom first got separated, she lived with me for a very long time until we got back together. And she's coming around. Like, there's a lot of progress being made there, but it really hurts not having her in my life. Again, I just want to talk to her and tell her I love her and how proud of her I am. Fuck, I'm not doing this crying shit, man. And when it comes to me and my ex-wife, I just want her back. She's my everything. So if you guys could say a prayer for my friend Chris and me and my family, I'd be really appreciative of that. And if you guys could say a prayer for my friend Bree, I would appreciate that as well. She's going through it. Oh, listen, guys, this road's fulfilling and it's worthwhile, and you have ups and downs, and I believe the gold you receive at the end of this is worth every effing step you take. But when I tell you I've been through it over the years, I've been through it. And so I just want to get that out of the way. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you to all the new subscribers. Thank you to everyone that stood with me through thick and thin. Thank you for everyone that stood with me when I was out of line and out of character. And thank you to everyone that stayed when I was my true self. Now let's get on to the main subject of this video, which is My final conclusion about spirituality. Much like religion, it is a trap. And it's a distraction. Go watch my video titled Religion, and you'll see what I mean by that. Spirituality and religion is very similar. They just present themselves very different, but kind of similar. One says the universe or source. The other says God or some version of God or gods. They both believe the same thing, sort of like I'll give my final conclusion on science, and then we will distinguish what's real science and what is theories. So I would dare say spirituality is a bigger trap than religion, depending on how you grew up. It's the thing, because most people that grew up in a religious household and that turned against religion runs right to spirituality, not realizing it's a trap, and it's an even bigger one that is slightly more dangerous. Now, I'm not saying it's all bad. Just like with religion, it's not all bad. There's some great things in spirituality. There really are. But the thing is, again, it brainwashes people. You have to have a mind of your own. That's something that I have dedicated. Listen, I've been doing this for almost 5 years, guys. It's coming up on 5 years I've been doing this, and I can be brutally honest and say I wasn't giving it my all for a period of that. I would say maybe 40% I was giving it. And then something happened during the last year, and I slowly but gradually stepped up, and I've went all in with this. Not with spirituality, but with just getting a mind of my own, opening my eyes, my heart, and my mind, sinking in this present moment and trusting. Because I'm a firm, big believer in God. If you don't believe in God, that's fine. But what spirituality does that is very hypocritical and or dangerous and or delusional is it wants to, depending upon how you look at it and how you take it and which spiritual teacher you listen to, they all contradict each other to a degree. One of them will tell you that you want to kill the ego. One of them wants to tell you that you need to control the ego. And I'm making the claim you want to unite your ego, your higher self. You want to integrate your shadow into your ego, and then unite your ego to your higher self. And your higher self meaning the highest version of you, not God. That's the thing with this world. And I'm ashamed I had any part to play in this, because I had a pretty big part to play in this. Listen, you're not God, dog. If you want to say you're a son or a daughter of God, yeah, you're right. You're 1000% right. You're just as much a son or daughter of God as Jesus Christ was. In fact, the man told you this. However, right now, on this plane of existence, in this reality, people's ego, through some form of spiritual practice, has led them to believe that they are God. And they do it in such a way that it almost seems loving and caring and inviting, and Again, I have nothing against spiritual. If you're spiritual and you claim to be spiritual, good for you. If you claim to be religious, good for you. I am not spiritual. I am not religious. I am just a man here trying to become the best version of myself I can be. And I trust that I'm being guided in that direction to do so. Also being encouraged to use my direct experience as a way to get a mind of my own and to come to a conclusion and to make my life what I would like to consider a fairy tale. Unfortunately, you have to walk through hell to get to heaven. Otherwise, you wouldn't know the difference. You would take it for granted. So, that's the problem, though, is this world has tried to get rid of God. And if you want to say the devil has a part to play in this, or Satan, or I don't care what words you use, their words, it's done a pretty masterful job, because it's got religious people praising a false God for the most part, because God is love. God is not a tyrant. So you have religious people blaspheming and praising a false God. You have spiritual people thinking they don't need God, that they are God. I've seen it. Hello, I've went through it. And that's the problem. People's conception of God is misconstrued and all over the place. And I can try to explain to you what God really is, but until you have experienced it and you paid attention and you've accepted that, I can't do it for you. I can speak words. It's a personal relationship. And if you truly believe and you truly trust and you truly pay attention, God will guide you. God will give you signs. God will provide miracles in your life. So, a lot of spiritual people do the exact same thing religious people do, but claim they do not. Again, the universe has become God, or source has become God, just replacing some words. Instead of saying that we are sons and daughters created by God, it's we're all a piece of God. And then in that scenario, the ego takes over. I have spoken with, been around, and communicated extensively with people who will tell you straight up they don't have an ego, but then say and do and claim some things that are the definition of an overinflated ego. We don't want to get rid of our egos, guys. That's insanity. All this was designed for a reason, okay? So some form of spirituality is good. It is. Like, I would suggest meditation. I would suggest yoga. I would suggest a healing journey. I would suggest a journey to get to know yourself, the real you. But here's the thing. People then start getting brainwashed by this, and they start parroting things that they don't understand or know anything about. And then they contradict themselves. Then they become hypocritical. And then it's almost like they don't pay attention or they forget what they say or do. And then they will try to spin certain things to benefit their narrative. Listen, I have came here on these videos for 5 years. I've told you guys what I thought. I've came right back behind it several times and apologized profusely and said, hey dude, I was wrong in this area. This was dangerous. I should never have put that message out there. I am sorry. There's things you can know. There's things you can understand. But to act like you have it all figured out, that is the greatest form of arrogance ever. And people in that mind state will never advance. Because I am a very open-minded person. I have developed a mind of my own. And I have connected the dots of my life and reality enough to know and understand and realize certain things. Other than that, I realize I am a child when it comes to the bigger scope of reality. I can gladly admit that. The issue is, you have people, I don't want to mention names, but you have big name gurus that profit, and I'm not against making money off this stuff, by the way. My ultimate goal is to go out here and speak to people on and make money. But my way of doing it is different than these people's way of doing it. My way of doing it is, hey, if I've helped you in any way, please feel free to donate to me. You're not obligated to. My way of doing it is going and speaking at places and saying, hey, I want you to let these people in for free, and if they feel the need to pay, let them pay. But I expect you to pay me to come do this. So, but either way, at the end of the day, I trust and believe God has a way to pay for me, as long as I do it. The issue is, though, guys, is a lot of these people that you're watching that talk about manifestation and talk about the secrets of the universe, and then they want to charge you for courses, and they want to charge you for classes, and they all talk about the same thing, and they all got this stuff from other people. I don't respect it. I love everyone. Don't get me wrong. I love everyone from the bottom of my heart. Even the people that's done me dirty. Even my father. I love them. Do not like them. I don't want to mince words here. Don't respect them. Don't wish them ill either, though. So, we live in a world and a society to where you are fed information. You don't verify it. You repeat it, though. You believe it to be true and you repeat it. And if you've not tamed or united your ego enough, or got your ego on the level that you need it to be, you're gonna have an overinflated ego, and you're gonna continuously spout out things and think you're correct and right about it. And that's just the way it is. So, examples. I'm gonna use examples with school, spirituality, and religion, all within this. Well, how do teachers teach? They went to school and got taught. What do? They repeat things out of a book. Preachers. Who gave them the information? Other preachers. Where did they get the information? From a book. Yes, the Bible, or the Quran, or the X, Y, or Z. Here's the thing. Those books could be interpreted vastly different by different people Who determines whose interpretation is right or wrong? You do. So, it doesn't do you any good to take certain things literal when you can have, depending upon your mood, depending upon the day or your state of mind, you can see things differently. And a lot of the times, if you've not got your mind set, corrected, or flipped, you look at things negatively or wrong. So, these spiritual teachers or practitioners or gurus or wannabe YouTube, TikTok influencers, they've got this information through other people. They've got this information through this person or that person. And what I'm telling you is get a mind of your own. Spirituality is just as corrupt and dangerous as religion. I'm going to end it there. I love you guys. Thank you for watching. Please pray for me and my people. I need it. We need it. I love you.